Local government chairman, former DIG and councillors defect to PDP in Zamfara State. Buhari meet with service chiefs and NSAs. Court convict Olisane to over 400 million naira. On business, CBN says customers can deposit into their domiciliary accounts. On sport, Liverpool now 22 points clear on top of the EPL summit. And on the international scene, Pizza and other pharma giants track fake drugs. Welcome to Standard Voice Television News. My name is Samira Ibrahim. Now the news in full. The chairman of Svtv Local Government Council, Zamfara State, and 10 councillors in the state, alongside a former Deputy Inspector General of Police, Alhaji Mamman Svtv, have defected from the opposition All Progressives Congress APC to the ruling People's Democratic Party PDP in the state. Declaring their defection at the government house Gusau on Monday, chairman of the local government, Aminu Moody's Svtv, who was accompanied by hundreds of his supporters to the venue, said all councillors and political icons in the local government had decided to join the administration of Governor Bello Muhammad Matawalli to consolidate peace in the state. The chairman claimed that the local government was one among the most terrorized areas where in the immediate past administration, bandits, kidnappers and cattle rustlers operated unchallenged before the present government introduced ways to restore peace and tranquility in the area. The chairman said the people in Svtv local government area could neither sleep with two eyes closed, nor travel from one market to another for legitimate commercial activities, as bandits have taken over control of roads, villages and markets in those days. According to him, Governor Matawalli's peace initiative, which freed Zamfara State from incessant killings and abductions of innocent people, was the main reason all politicians relied upon to drop their parties for the PDP, as already done by 9 of his colleagues recently. He observed that there is no meaningful development that can be achieved without security, and therefore their defection to the ruling PDP should not in any way be described as greed, but as a way of consolidating the peace process in the state. The chairman said, with the relative peace in the state, they are now able to extend their developmental projects to the people in the rural areas. Again, the economy is fast improving as the teeming farmers are now able to work on their farms for both wet and dry seasons farming.
Daga wannan muka fara wanka mun turo shugabanni na tsohuwar tafiyar mu da membobi da duk wanda ke da amfani nan abin da muka zo kuma ne a ward level muka ba da su suka yi wanka.
Accepting their defection, Governor Matawalli expressed satisfaction, adding that his administration and the PDP will consider the defectors equally with those bona fide members who fought for the popularity and successes that made the state what it was today.
Al'ummar garin Tsafe yau da suka zo da maryam daga ciyaman na fati a ciyaman na karamar hukumar mulki na Tsafe da tsohon inspector da tsohon mataimakin inspector na 'yan sanda na Tsafe da makarabansu da suka shigo wannan fati tamu ta PDP mai albarka wanda yake yau Tsafe ta koma 100% PDP.
The Standard Voice Television has been described as among the leading televisions in northwest zone of the country. To this end, the organization had been commended for its highly educative and entertainment programs to the satisfaction of its teeming viewers. The Special Advisor to the Governor on Disaster Management and Relief Agency, Major Aliyu Muhammad Maradun, made the remark on Tuesday when he led the management team of the agency on a courtesy call to the Standard Voice Television. Major Aliyu Muhammad Maradun explained that his visit to the organization was also to solicit for partnership in the area of news coverage and other public enlightenment programs with his agency. The special advisor praised the management and entire staff of the Standard Voice Television for their efforts to keep the people informed on government policies and programs. He pledged the agency's continuous cooperation and patronage of the organization's services.
Hakika shakka babu wannan talabijin tana ɗaya daga cikin talabijin mafi kyau a nan jihar Zamfara. Ko mutum ya rubuta da ba. Program naku kowa na yawa.
Receiving the delegation in his office, the chief executive of the station, Alhaji Ibrahim Dosara, said this television station was established to give true and unbiased account of issues in the state. Alhaji Ibrahim Dosara pledged the organization's readiness to partner with the agency for the overall interest of the people in the state. He noted with satisfaction the tremendous progress the state is recording under the leadership of Governor Bello Muhammad Mattawallan Maradan.
Ita wannan gidan talabijin ce da aka kafa bisa ga aƙida ta gaskiya da amana. Ina son in kuma baka tabbacin cewa ita wannan gidan talabijin ba ta nuna bambanci ko kuma nuna ra'ayi game da yadda take gudanar da ayyukanta. Kuma ina baku tabbacin cewar wannan tasha za ta yi iya abin da za ta yi domin tabbatar da cewar ta ba ita wannan hukuma haɗin kai da goyon baya wajen yada ayyukanta da kuma tallafa mata ta kowane hali domin ta cimma muradanta na taimaka ma al'umma musamman waɗanda ibtila'i ya faru.
The Kano Zonal Office of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) on Monday quizzed the minority leader and former Speaker Isiaku Ali Danja for alleged abuse of office and misappropriation of funds made for constituency projects. The lawmakers' ordeal started after the Commission received a petition that monies meant for payment of tax liabilities to Federal Inland Revenue Services (FIRS) by Kano State Government were allegedly diverted and misappropriated from the sub-treasury account of Kano State. In the course of the investigation, several suspicious payments were traced to multiple beneficiaries, including some made to Alert Drilling Limited, a company belonging to the suspect, and whose account he is the sole signatory. It was also discovered that these monies were withdrawn in cash by the suspect on several occasions. Interestingly, he is the one to certify that the jobs were done before any payments are made. Investigation is still ongoing to discover the beneficiaries of the other suspicious from the sub-treasury account, which is believed to be over 1.5 billion naira. He will be charged to court on completion of investigation. The last may not have been heard of the National Security Advisor (NSA), Major General Mohammed Babagana Mungoros, as a perceived rift widens occasioned by his absence from security meeting in the past months. Reports in the media have suggested that the retired general may have been stopped from coming to the presidential villa and will not be attending security briefings and the weekly Federal Executive Council meetings henceforth. A Lombard news reports that according to online newspaper, the directive stopping the NSA was given by the Chief of Staff to the President, Mr. Abba Kyari. General Mungo's chair empty at fake meeting of February 19, 2020. The Will Another tabloid also reports that Mungono did not attend a special security meeting between President Muhammadu Buhari and the service chiefs, which held behind closed doors at the presidential villa on Monday. A few days after 7 colonels and 3 army generals serving at the NSA were ordered to leave without being replaced on February 4th, the remaining team of 13 army officers serving at the NSA were notified to report elsewhere on February 10th, leaving the fortified ONSA facility without any army protection. National Security Advisor (NSA) Babagana Mungono has repeatedly clashed with Mr. Kyari over control of security and intelligence matters. Last week, the Cold War between both top officials became public after 2 restricted memos written by the NSA to service chiefs and the president accusing Kyari of interference in security matters and issuing others in variance to that of the president leaked to the press. The will has also reported that all security branches, Army, Police, Air Force, DSS and Navy have all withdrawn their officers serving at the Office of the National Security Advisor in solidarity with Kyari. The will further gathered from an anonymous source that the move was tremendously degraded operations at the NSA and rendered the office irrelevant in the scheme of things. The source further confirmed that Kyari, a lawyer by training and a former managing director of UBA PLC, alongside the very influential Mamman Daura, Buhari's cousin, and businessman Malam Isa Funtua, who all make up the cabal Buhari's powerful kitchen cabinet, have chosen a replacement for Mungonu. Present at Monday's security briefing were Chief of Defense Staff General Abayomi Olanisankin, Chief of Army Staff Lieutenant General Tukul Buratai, Chief of Air Staff Air Marshal Sadiq Abubakar, Chief of Naval Staff Vice Admiral Ibok Ete Ekwe Ibas, and the Inspector General of Police Mohammed Adamu. After the closed-door meeting with President Muhammadu Buhari, the service chiefs moved to see Kyari in his office for another briefing. Observers say the insecurity in the country is threatening the daily lives of Nigerians, and government effort and strategy needs to be done to protect lives and property from insecurity, kidnapping, banditry clashes between farmers and herders. A federal high court in Abuja has convicted former People's Democratic Party (PDP) spokesman Olisa Metu for receiving 400 million naira from former National Security Advisor retired Colonel Samboda Suki. Mr. Justice Okon Abang on Tuesday held that Metu could not prove that the money was approved by former President Goodluck Jonathan for the 2015 general election. He added that Metu could not prove that he was not aware of the transfer from the ONSA to his bank account. The convict and his company, Desta Investment Limited, were in 2016 charged on 7 counts of money laundering by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) after he allegedly received the sum of 400 million naira from the former NSA Samboda Suki. The trial judge has fixed Tuesday for judgment after listening to the final written addresses of the parties in the matter, but Metu, through his counsel, Obe Ozioke, maintained that the funds were duly approved by the office of the then President Goodluck Jonathan and paid through the NSA to publicize the good works of the government ahead of the general elections between 2014 and 2015. The People's Democratic Party (PDP) on Tuesday withdrew its petition against the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) and the All Progressives Congress (APC) before the Bayelsa Governorship Election Petition Tribunal sitting in Abuja. The PDP had challenged the emergence of Mr. David Leon of the APC as the duly elected governor in the November 2019 governorship election before the February 13th Supreme Court verdict. At the resumed sitting on Tuesday, counsel to the petitioner, John Okoriko, informed the 3-man panel headed by Justice Mohammed Sarajo that he had an application before the tribunal, adding that the application, which was dated and filed February 18, premised on 6 grounds and supported by the 14 paragraphs affidavit. In the application, the counsel prayed for an order granting the petitioner a leave to withdraw the petition against the respondent in view of the Supreme Court's judgment of February 13th, which declared the petitioner and its candidate, Senator Doye Diri, as the winner of the November 16th governorship election. The application also urged the tribunal to deem the application as properly filed and adopt same for the interest of peace and justice for Bayelsa State. The application, in addition, prayed the tribunal to make additional orders as deemed fit in the circumstances. Justice Sarajo, in response, however, said the petitioner could not sought to withdraw its application in the interest of peace and justice, but on the ground that the petition was incompetent based on the present turn of events. Ibrahim Bawa, counsel to INEC, on his part said he had no objection to the application. He, however, pointed out some observations. Mr. Bauer said one of the observations was the petitioner's counsel failure to comply with Rule 20, paragraph 29, subsection 4 of the election rules, which stated that there must be a signed affidavit by the petitioner himself attached to the application. Counsel to APC, P. Abba, equally said, in pursuant to Supreme Court's judgment, he had no objection to the petitioner withdrawing its petition. Justice Suraju therefore said they have noted the observations and in absence of no objection, the application is granted. He therefore struck out the petition. Earlier, the Green Party of Nigeria, GNP, withdrew its petition against the APC on January 27th, while the Action People's Party, APP, Advanced Nigerian Democratic Party, ANDP, and the Democratic People's Party, DPP, equally withdrew their petitions on January 29th. Also, PDP had filed a petition against the respondent for declaring Leon as the winner of the election. However, in a twist on February 13th, the Supreme Court overturned the election of Leon as the governor-elect. The judgment disqualified the APC's deputy governor candidate, Biobara Kumdegi, as a candidate in the election. The court upheld that the November 12th judgment of the Federal High Court in Abuja, which had disqualified Degi in the election for submitting forged certificates to INEC. Aminu Abdullahi Shagali, member representing Sabon Gari constituency, has resigned his position as Speaker of the Kaduna State House of Assembly. Shagali informed the House of the decision on Tuesday morning in a handwritten letter personally signed by him. In the letter, he cited personal grounds as reason for his resignation. Miyatta Allah Cattle Breeders Association of Nigeria has told the Oyo State government to include its members in the Amotekun security network. A former chairman of the association, Yakub Bello, said this during a public hearing of the State Security Network Agency Bill 2020 in Oyo State. He said some of them have been in Oyo State for over 40 years, cohabiting with the natives, married Yoruba women, and have children. He said their request is to include Miyatta Allah as members of Operation Amotekun to enhance the job of the outfit, since they know the terrain of where they rear our cattle. The former chairman explained that having Fulani among the outfit will make it easier for Amotekun officials to distinguish between genuine herdsmen and criminals while on patrol. He said a Fulani man can also serve as an interpreter while interrogating any suspected herdsmen. Operation Amotekun is an idea of governors of the 6 southwest states to combat insecurity in the region. We'll be right back after this short commercial break. Stay tuned. Welcome back on Business. Over to Fauzia.
Hello, welcome to Business Updates. The Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, on Sunday said customers can deposit dollar into their domiciliary account but are not allowed to transfer it to another party. In a statement, CBN Corporate Communications Director Isaac Okorafor said the Apex Bank had not prohibited the acceptance of foreign currency cash deposits by Deposit Money Bank DMBs. He further explained that only electronic fund transfer into the domiciliary account can be transferred from such account, while cash deposits into such accounts can only be withdrawn in cash only. He urged stakeholders and other interested parties to always endeavor to seek clarification on issue and avoid speculative tendencies which are detrimental to the financial system. Analyzing the states of the economy and foreign exchange market, a member of the CBN Lead Monetary Policy Committee, Prof. Adiola Adenikinjo, had expressed fears over inflation persistence, the continuous decline in foreign reserves, the liquidity surfeit in the economy, the negative current account balance, the poor state of the fiscal sector, fall in prices of financial assets, and the bearish outlook of the oil sector. He said the foreign exchange markets were generally stable, aided by the foreign exchange inventions of the CBN. Foreign reserves fell from $41.54 billion in December 2018 to $38.07 billion in December 2019. Also, the current account balance by third quarter 2019 was 2.24% of gross domestic product (GDP), and this week better than 3.27% in the second quarter of 2019. The capital importation in December 2019 went largely into the purchase of shares, finance, banking and trading. The non-financial sector of the economy attached only insignificant share of total capital imports, while the fiscal side continued to pose significant challenge. He said the rising debt level and high fiscal deficit pose significant challenge to effective economic management. Prof. Adiola Adenikinjo said between January and September 2019, actual revenue stood at 52% below budget revenue, whereas actual expenditure exceeded planned expenditure over same period. Capital expenditure, which is expected to drive economic growth, as expected, underperformed. That's all on the business updates. I still remain Svtv Ibrahim. Have a nice day.
On spot, over to Sufyan.
Hello, welcome to Standard Voice Television Sports Room. I am Abu Sven Abubakar, and as usual, I bring the sports updates. Liverpool FC defeat West Ham United on Monday night to retain their position on the top of the log, and as a result are still 22 points above the second place team Manchester City. Jorginho Wijnaldum scored the opener for Liverpool in 30 minutes, but few minutes later, West Ham Issa Diop equalized for West Ham United. Minutes into the second half, West Ham United went in front through a goal by the substitute Fornals, and with 30 minutes left to the final whistle, Mohamed Salah equalized for Liverpool after a mistake by West Ham United keeper Fabianski. And with 30 minutes left on the clock, Liverpool's Sadio Mane scored the winning goal for Liverpool after receiving an assist from Trent Alexander-Arnold, who has now 14 league assists for Liverpool this season. And that's all we have on sports. Back to the newsroom.
And on the international scene. Roughly 24 pharmaceutical companies, including Pfizer, GlaxoSmithKline, Eli Lilly, Sanofi, and Roche, have come together to develop a blockchain-based system that secures the supply chain of prescription drugs and tracks counterfeit medicines. The project is currently testing MediLedger, a blockchain-based network that validates drugs and allows users to trace the authenticity of raw materials. The companies are planning to expand the platform this year and are targeting the entire pharmaceutical industry, valued at $1 trillion. While counterfeit drugs are not a present issue in the United States, they are a big problem in developing countries. MediLedger is designed to make sure that fake drugs will never become a problem in the U.S. Susan Somerville, CEO of MediLedger, Custodian Chronicles, said even though the drug supply in the United States is safe, there are small percentages of potential counterfeit drugs. The World Health Organization estimated that the healthcare industry loses around $75 billion every year due to counterfeit drugs. That has been the news from Standard Voice Television. To end the news, a quick look at the major headlines. Local government chairman, former DIG and councillors defect to PDP in Zamfara State. Buhari meets with service chiefs and NSAs. Court convict Olisa made to over 400 million naira. On business, CBN says customers can deposit into their domiciliary accounts. On sport, Liverpool now 22 points clear on top of the EPL summit. And on the international scene, Pizza and other pharma giants to track fake drugs. That's the news. On behalf of the production crew, Head of News and Current Affairs, Ibrahim Garabatuma, I am Samira Ibrahim, wishing you a pleasant time. Keep watching Standard First Television News. Goodbye.